Welcome to Six Figs. I'm Kyle, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the internet computer ecosystem at a high level, from the ecosystem news to the charts. Hit me up on X at Real6Fig as well, and follow BlockMiner at BlockMinerFun on X, and then go ahead and hit him up, blockminer.fun. This is an incredible application, and the backend's built 100% on the internet computers. So myself and William Laurent have gone on to launch Sushi Neko, which is a meme coin, right? And we do have some plans for this in the future. But what's cool about BlockMiner is that it basically allows creators to launch tokens. Then they get to put their money where their mouth is, because they can't just set aside like 20% of the supply for themselves or whatever. Basically, what happens is I have to mine this. William has to mine it. If we want any of our own supply, we have to mine it fair and square, just like the rest of the community. It's rug proof. And so it makes these types of projects very safe and secure. But there's also some other great projects up here on the the leaderboard. And so really at the end of the day, we got HDog, Pup. There's the swap has a token, so check out the swap. But at the end of the day, this is a very cool thing to have going on the IC, because like once the Bitcoin maxis kind of find out about this, like really there hasn't been too much rage within the Bitcoin DeFi realm. So this could help accelerate that. Check out Sushi Neko and all these other great coins and projects on BlockMiner. There is a post by DGenX, and he goes on to say, from my understanding, TacoDAO is basically a group-run crypto index fund where everyone pitches in to handle a mix of different tokens. And guys, that is exactly what TacoDAO is. It is like an S&P 500, but the community decides like what gets to go into the portfolio, not some, firm or hedge fund or whatever. So TacoDAO, in my opinion, is a great project that emulates what the S&P 500 is doing. They had a proposal here talking about KongSwap, which I love KongSwap. It's a great DEX. They used to be a former sponsor. And by the way, check out all these great sponsors right above here at the top of the screen. But Kong, is setting up to get due diligence done on it. And basically what's going to happen is the TacoDAO team at this point is going to go through and they are going to do due diligence on Kong before it gets added into the TacoDAO treasury. And what's going to happen from here is that once that happens, TacoDAO will then initiate a bunch of buys to KongSwap. So that's exciting to say the least. And I think that Kong will have no problem making this because it's been a pretty straight-laced project out of the gates. The crypto markets, actually, that's one more thing to cover. Clown, guys, the Clown project has absolutely been killing it with their social ClownFi app. And I've got an awesome video coming out about Clown and how this application works and really how it puts marketing in the hands of the community. Like, it's insane the results that this application that they built, is getting. But there's been a little bit of a switch over here. There is a new X handle at ClownItX. So check that out. If you're following the old Clown X handle, make sure you follow this one as well. Markets have been just kind of going up and down about 3 to 8%, and people have been losing their minds. And I'm just thinking like, wow, a bunch of softies in the chat, right? So ICP is doing its thing, right? So ICP, in my opinion, you can see where the harmonics are suggesting price action is going. On one hand, we've got a very interesting inverse head and shoulders, and we are on the 2-hour chart. But you can see that there's this a regular head and shoulders. I didn't mean to say inverse. A regular head and shoulders here on the chart. That is a bearish pattern to see. And that could drop this price down to about $4.80. Also, if this harmonic executes. Now, what also there is a falling wedge. And these falling wedges, folks, are very bullish to see on the charts because this is a bullish pattern to see. And I do think that you might be able to even extend this out over this way. And so this is, maybe a week or two long falling wedge. So there could be an opportunity for price action to maybe come back up and test like this trend line area of $6-ish. But that's what we've got going on for ICP in the short term right now. And I mean, you could almost argue that there is an inverse head and shoulders here as well if that does execute. But we're going to focus on this pattern right now. I think that there's a falling wedge here. On the 2-hour chart, there was just a death cross. We might see some sort of reversal. On the daily chart of ICP, price action came down rather nicely on this falling wedge. That's a gigantic falling wedge. And it tested the upper trend line, which was super, super bullish. And at this point, there is kind of like this inverse head and shoulders that has formed on the daily. So you can kind of see this for yourself. So maybe we're just waiting for something to execute, like some sort of ascending triangle or something like this to happen. And we'll see the price take off. But as of this moment, we're seeing these lows continue to get higher, and we're seeing these highs kind of stay put right at the $6 level. So I'm somewhat bullish on the price action. Now, Taco Dow is definitely showing me like the same sort of pattern. It's got like this falling wedge type pattern that has kind of formed. This is a shorter time frame, so we'll have to just kind of see what happens with this. But when we look at Taco Dow on the daily chart, kind of going back to maybe that cup and handle or inverse head and shoulders that I was just showing you on ICP, Taco Dow is really showing me that there is potential for the same thing or the same type of pattern to play out. So there is this nice start to a inverse head and shoulders. And, if this thing executes, guys, I think that there'd be a great chance to see Taco Dow maybe run it up to at least, 45 cents to up to 60, 70 cents. So right now it's at 21 cents. I think it's a deal at this price based on like what they have going for the project. It's a decent project focused on investing, and it's doing something that I've never seen done before, creating a portfolio that the community controls. Clown, guys, I've been telling you guys about Clown now for a while, and I've been telling you guys about this big old cup and handle that formed. Huge cup and handle. I've been telling you guys about this cup and handle now for at least a month, and there is a nice run here in price. In fact, I think we almost 2x'd. This thing ran all the way up to 0.001, from down around 0.00048-ish, somewhere in there. So it did do a 2x. Now, right now, Clown, man, I'm telling you guys, even though it did take off, I am seeing somewhat of a bull pennant or bull flag here. There is some Elliott wave theory to the upside, so it might need to breathe a little bit before, or if it continues its upward momentum. But you can definitely see this very clear as day Elliott wave theory impulse. This is exactly what I love to see. And a lot of times you'll see Elliott wave theory within Elliott wave theory, meaning this will be one impulse wave, but on a grander scale, you might see something like this occur. So I'm thinking that right now, Clown Token needs to breathe a little tiny bit. I do think that it's still got plenty of gas left in the tank, but you can see even on the daily chart, the RSI is still, up there quite a bit. So I'm thinking that, if it can just hold ground, maybe allow this 50 moving average, this purple line, to kind of come up or arc like that and have the price kind of wiggle over towards it, it might be able to bounce again and start its next little rampage to the upside. So super bullish. Congratulations to everybody holding Clown. And to be honest, I can't believe nobody else is talking about this great price action on X. It's absolutely insane. So love you guys all. Hit me up on X at Real6Fig, and we'll see you on the next video.